Everyone. There's nothing worse than having a huge fan base that you have like some idea that you might be able to control them, and at some point in your career you plan an event where in your mind the fans are gonna be very relaxed, calm, very civil, but then on the day of the event, no matter how planned it is, it turns into like absolute well, by the end, you come out of the event with a fresh opinion on your fans just being rabid animals that have no control. And I just want to bring that up because some of you might remember back in like August of last year, Cenat went to New York City and he made like a tiny, joke post on Twitter or Snapchat or whatever, where he said he'd be giving out PS5 for free. All you had to do was just simply show up at Union Square right there, very simple, a nice calm park. But I'm not actually sure if he gave out PS5 because if you watch the actual live news of the fan meetup at Union Square, it looks like actual chaos. Well, people were just covering the entire place, and I know for a fact Manhattan is like a huge place with Cenat's fans everywhere. It made it look like a tiny overrun town. So as a really does anyone's able to wave through the crowd, get your guy Cenat, shake his hand, take a selfie, and grab the PS5 for himself. Cause yeah, even on stream he looked scared and shocked, rightfully so. I still love the fact how last year a PS5, that piece of shit console, that was enough to overrun a goddamn city. And plus, what's going on with my recent videos of weird shit going on in Union Square specifically? And yeah, in recent years there have been a lot of violent riots in the US, but even this one, it looks awful. Like when I was making my video on the event, I was blown away at the myriad of videos or clips I could see of people just jumping on cars that made the whole place crazy. And keep in mind, that was while the mob was running crazy, so I can only imagine the mess they left behind. And that was the kind of stuff I wasn't thinking about when I first made that video on this story. But now looking back after a year, was it a year for whatever, but in hindsight, seeing how out of control it was, I really feel bad for Cenat. The most you could get angry at him for is trying to have a small fan meetup in a city, in New York City, where he should have known that was the biggest place where a lot of fans would definitely show up just to see him. But even then, I don't blame him for having a bare minimum level of respect and trust in his fans to not be this insane. So this is one of those rare examples old ass reporters a TV station would be sitting behind their chairs, looking at the footage, a helicopter over the most people and commenting on the crazy kid, the brains are rotting, the fanatics, someone's gonna die out here. Well, if you didn't know who Cenat was, it did look like an unwanted riot, for no reason that would be the downfall of society. But even then, I know for a fact, the people who love Cenat and they wouldn't be this crazy at a riot. But in terms of the aftermath, I didn't really imagine a lot happened to Cenat because what could they really charge him for? The only preparation you could blame him for for making this riot, just trying to give out PS5 to his fans. However, he was arrested and charged for inciting a riot, but even then when I first heard that, I saw it was more a first-hand response where after a while they couldn't really find a lot on him. However, I guess they did, and they found him also liable to pay for the damage of the whole event, because in a recent stream this week he revealed that his fine for the whole riot just causing chaos to the city was $55,000. And I'm not coming at the angle that that's a lot for him. It's not. For someone like him, that's belly dust. It's most like how this joke post of him just out of nowhere meeting fans at a Union Square park, that tiny minuscule joke costed him over $500,000. But on the other hand, if you saw videos or the news of that day, with people jumping on cars, intentionally trying to break it, you can imagine how that wouldn't be easy to clean up and someone would have to pay for it. However, I guess New York didn't feel his $55,000 fine wasn't enough, and it made his friends, Duke Dennis and Agent, also pay their own fine, way lower, but it felt like a tiny jab, to make them get, pay money as well for some reason. With both of them paying $1,049.50. So specific. Who comes with these prices for fines? There's probably some guy out there with a bike that was destroyed on that day. Actually, I deserve to be paid as well for my broken bike. So alongside that, the fines, Cenat also had to make an apology on his Snapchat that you keep over 24 hours. And in his defense, it does sound very, very processed from a lawyer or from the police themselves, being really formal as well. But on the other hand, I know that Cenat was really disappointed with his fans, just being really chaotic. And I don't blame him. So I do feel like Bill's apology was actually disappointment for his fans. But yeah, overall, I feel like the story was a good example of how fans, no matter what, they'll always be way more annoying than whatever person they look up to or follow. Usually, if this riot was incited by someone like Neon, someone really cringy, I wouldn't be surprised. But if it was someone way more relaxed, like Cenat, who's way better than most of the cringy streamers, then yeah, it is sad, and having to see him pay a fine. And having to put up an apology as well to make it seem he really regretted what he did, when he barely did shit in the first place.